She's like, yay.
She said, "We better do interview."
Okay, I got the recording going. Let's make sure. Yep. I'll do some editing later on. Mr. Boram,
Good
welcome.
afternoon. Thank you for having me in your studio.
So I brought you here today because I wanted to talk about when we were first starting out at Grady, and you left and came back a business owner.
I did. So I left, and I was gone for a couple of years. Went out and started my own electrical contracting company, and still tried to focus on what we were good at. Stayed big in hospitals, apartment complexes. When we first started out, we were doing a little bit of residential, and then we just went straight away from that and just all commercial, industrial, and low voltage.
Nice. So when we first started out, we ran into some roadblocks at Grady Hospital.
We did.
And I remember we had a conversation, and I said to you that I wanted to get you to $1 million in revenue.
Yes.
Did you hit that mark?
Oh, we hit that mark and far exceeded it. We started out smaller projects, and I believe on those projects we exceeded your expectations and some other people's. And
Yes, you did.
As we continue to do great work, you continue to give us bigger projects, and I saw the strategy you had as far as getting in, showing the value, and then continuing to scale up. And so I really liked that, and it was sort of fit our model really well as well. And what we were lacking was the opportunity.
Absolutely. And we had to jump through some hoops. I mean, there were some roadblocks that were thrown up. And just for all of you who are going to be going into business, just expect that everything is not going to go your way. You have to be able to maneuver around, and that's exactly what we did. Mr. Boram, what's the name of the company again? I don't think It's Electric,
It's
right?
electric.
You got that on your shirt.
It's electric, yep.
And I was the project manager at Grady Hospital at that time. So we had to navigate through the politics of the hospital, and there were electricians already on site who other people had relationships with.
Yes.
And despite that, we said, okay, let's work a deal where we're just going in on the low voltage. Now, for those of you who don't know much about electrical, low voltage is your computer wires, your data cables,
Fiber
optics, all those types of systems. High voltage is the ones that control your lights, your stove, your switches in the walls and stuff like that. Many contractors don't do both. Mr. Boram's company does both. And so the way I got him to that mark that we were trying to reach was we pivoted away from the high voltage electrical work and into the low voltage, which turned out to be just as lucrative.
It did.
What do you want?
You
want to do some electrical work?
And so I was sort of unique in that I had both ends myself, and the manager that I worked with him for over 20 years. He had a low voltage license. I had the low voltage and the high voltage, and so we were doing low voltage and high voltage. And if you step into a situation where maybe you can't do everything, my advice would be to get in the door, whatever you can do, and do it to the best of your ability. At some other hospitals, we started off simply doing the pneumatic tube system, and we pivoted from doing the pneumatic tube system into, okay, let me try you out on a small electrical job. Okay, let me try you out on a bigger electrical job. And so it's the same strategy that we employed at Grady, and you recognize that, and were willing to go down that road with us, and it turned out very well.
So that's definitely something that anybody that's starting out a business needs to know, is that you have to be able to pivot. Don't just get stuck in one mode of thinking like this is what I do and this is all I'm going to do. You are out to have a successful business, and you need to give the market what the market is asking for, not
Absolutely.
what you're wanting to give them.
Very
And
well
if you
said.
do that, you will be very successful. So, Mr. Boram, do you have any parting words? We're going to cut it a little bit short because somebody is a little fussy.
She wants to
But
get into the interview.
you got something to say it here.
Yeah. I would say that I'd be remiss if I wouldn't say that I appreciate you giving us that opportunity while you were at Grady, and finding a way. You had a goal as companies that you wanted to help, minority owned companies that you wanted to make sure that that the hospital was meeting their obligation, and you saw that we fit the bill and we had the skill set, and so your expertise in trying to maneuver that I think was very vital in helping us get reach the success we've had this year. And so I would say to any business owner, one of the a big thing is relationships as well. Make sure that you maintain and establish relationships, and if it doesn't matter what somebody offers you, even if it's small, because Mike, as you remember, we started out doing some smaller things.
Yes, we did. Yeah.
Maybe just a couple of data jacks here, a couple of data jacks there, and it turned into a whole wing, and then it turned into several floors.
Right.
And so even
Kept
if
scaling up.
Absolutely. So even if it's something that you're getting into and it's on a small scale, they're asking you to do something, go in, be on time, do it with excellence, and then you'll see other opportunities come.
And one thing I really appreciated about you was that when the big job came, you were ready. You didn't
Yes.
back down from the challenge.
Right.
I said, hey, it's going to be a big one.
Right.
You were like, I got this.
Right.
And you did, man.
Right.
You did it.
Right.
You did it. That wing is back open. I don't know if many of you may not know, but Grady had a really huge flood back in December of last year, and it destroyed 4 floors of the hospital. Mr. Boram's company put all the low voltage data back in and removed the old stuff, and did it in 3 months, 4
Record
months?
time, record time.
Record
I think, yeah.
time.
It
We
was-
got that thing back open.
It was supposed to be maybe a 1.5-year project, and I think from start to finish, turnover, it was like 6 months. So extremely, nobody thought they was.
Nobody thought we could do
done,
it.
done in that time.
And especially you. They
Ab-
didn't think you could do it.
Absolutely.
Now they know better. But
and
we work together and we
it's-
make things happen.
Absolutely. And so absolutely, be ready for the challenge. Know that it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. A lot of sleepless nights, and I think that you can either, when your opportunity comes, you can either choose sleep or success.
That's right.
And so you better figure out which one you're going to choose.
Grab it by the horns
Absolutely.
and tame it.
Tame it.
That's what you got to do. So I really thank you. I appreciate you for coming by here doing this for me.
Absolutely.
Anybody who wants consulting services, let me know. You can reach out to me. I have a master's degree in business administration. My background is project management. I'm working on a PhD in the same. And I want to help as many people as I can to reach that million status. So thank you so much for being the first one.
All right. And I'll tell you that this year we've actually our revenue will be about 15 million.
That's what I'm talking about.
So we far exceeded that, and
That's right.
we thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for your guidance.
All right. We'll see you, man.
All right.